Hi, I'm Don from DonDronesOn. In this tutorial, I'll explain how to use checklists and procedures in Drone Pilot Canada and how they can be tailored to meet your needs by editing existing checklists, creating new ones, and hiding ones you don't use. I'll also cover a couple of advanced topics, such as how you can tailor the emergency button script. Let's get into it. Transport Canada regulations require you to have and use checklists and procedures for a number of key parts of your drone operation. And in a flight review, your flight reviewer will carefully check that you have checklists and you follow them. The great thing, one of the great things about Drone Pilot Canada is that it comes with a fully functional set of all the required checklists and procedures. They're built right into the app and are ready to use immediately. And they've been proven effective in hundreds of flight reviews. They work. That said, I always encourage drone pilots to review the default checklists and tailor them to meet their own needs and style. By the way, in this tutorial, I'll use the term checklists interchangeably with procedure. Obviously, they're different types of things, but they're managed in the same way by Drone Pilot Canada. And you can use the checklist procedure function for other things, such as quick notes or lists about just about anything. In fact, we include with the app an important phone number list and quick summaries of the basic and advanced operations rules. Let's run through the checklists and procedures that come with the app. There are two pre-flight checklists, one for basic operations and one for advanced. These are by and far the most important of all the checklists. The default ones we provide include all the required steps for performing your site survey with details for air, ground, weather, and people. And if you haven't already watched my site survey video, you really should do so. And soon you too will be singing the air, ground, weather, people song. These pre-flight checklists also include aircraft checks and crew readiness sections. We then provide simple summaries of the rules for basic and advanced operations and what types of flights require an SFOC. I then offer nice pre-canned takeoff, landing, and emergency procedures, which are also Transport Canada requirements. These are really good ones to tailor to your particular type of drone or RC aircraft. The next two procedures cover detailed emergency actions to take in the event of a vertical or horizontal flyaway. Included in these procedures are the script that the Drone Pilot Canada emergency button feature displays. I'll cover the details of how to fiddle with that script later in the video. Finally, we have some important phone numbers to have at your fingertips and a nice list of visual observer responsibilities, which is a great briefing tool when you have a new spotter helping you out. Now, checklists and procedures can be accessed and used at any point during a flight operation. In the pre-flight phase, you're likely going to use at least one of the pre-flight checklists. During your flight, when the timer is running, you can still access your checklists and even update ones that you had started earlier. Of course, if you're updating checklists during your flight, this is probably, hopefully, being done by a visual observer or another crew member. When you've completed your flight, you can further update and finalize your checklists. At any of these times, before, during, or after your flight, you can select or deselect the Include Checklists with Flight Log option. When that box is selected, any checklists or procedures where you've ticked at least one box will be saved with your flight log. This is completely optional from a Transport Canada perspective. There is no regulation stating that you have to retain proof of following your checklists. That said, a lot of people do so, and some companies also insist that their pilots retain checklist records. So this is how to do it. Now let's talk about how you can customize and manage your checklists and procedures. All this stuff is done from the hamburger menu right here. The list of currently visible checklists will be displayed, and by default, all the standard checklists and any new ones you've added are shown. As I mentioned, Drone Pilot Canada comes with a set of standard checklists that meet all the Transport Canada requirements, and you can also add as many additional user-created checklists as you wish. User checklists are great for dealing with special drone models or perhaps situations like flying from a boat. Or if you're part of a drone company, your company may have a set of their own specialized checklists that all of their pilots are expected to follow. By the way, the standard checklists are treated a little differently than user-created checklists, and I'll explain these differences as I come to them in the video. The simplest way to manage your checklists is to show or hide specific ones, as they may apply to you. Tap Show Hide, and from the list, just turn off any checklist you don't want to see during flight operations. Tap it again to turn it back on. Because the selection of which checklists are applicable may vary from person to person, these selections are not shared across a team. In other words, show-hide selections are local to each individual device in a team scenario. When you're done selecting lists, just tap View Edit to go back. On the main checklist screen, you can view the contents of a checklist by simply tapping on it. And if you want to customize it, select Edit in the top right. Tapping on any row will allow you to choose functions, edit that row, insert a blank row before or after that row, or delete the entire row. When you're done editing a checklist, tap Done in the top right. You can save or discard your changes, and if this is one of the standard checklists, you can also discard any previous edits and revert right back to the original standard checklist content if you wish. Back on the main list of checklists, if you want to create a new one, tap New Checklist, give it a name, and hit OK. Your new checklist will appear on the list, and you can edit it as I described earlier. When checklists are displayed during flight operations, standard checklists are displayed first, followed by user-defined checklists in alphabetical order. You can number your user-defined checklists if you want them ordered in a particular way. If you're in a team, user-defined checklists will appear on all team devices. If you prefer, you can also define your checklist externally on a PC and load them into the app from there. The main thing to know is that the file must be a simple text file containing no weird hidden characters and with the file extension .txt. Inside the file, you put one checklist item per line, like this. You can create header rows by prefixing the header text with a greater than sign, like this. So in my case, my checklist has 4 items in 2 sections. In the Before Taking Off section, we have Turn the drone on, Turn the remote control on. In the Flying the drone section, we have Fly the drone safely and Land the drone. By the way, I'm using Notepad++ to create this file, but you can use whatever text editor you want as long as you can save it as a simple TXT file. Using something like MS Word can be pretty tricky though, because it sometimes adds special characters that you can't see, and they're in the file and can screw up processing. I recommend Notepad or Notepad++. Once you're happy with your file, save it as a simple text file, then send it to yourself as an attachment to an email, in the same way as you import PDF documents into Drone Pilot Canada. On your device, tap on the attachment, and on iOS, you also need to tap the Upload button. Choose Drone Pilot Canada to process the attachment. It will then prompt you to either create a new checklist, in which case you can enter the new checklist name, or update an existing checklist, which in this case I will do. If you do choose to update an existing checklist, the entire contents of that checklist will be replaced with your new file contents. I select the checklist I want to update, my checklist, and it's done. Here's what it looks like in the app, which is pretty cool. And of course, the updated checklist will be synchronized to all devices in your team if you've set yourself up as a team. Now, if you do have a team, You can also manage your checklists from the Team Data portal on a PC, accessible from www.dronepilotcanada.com. If you're doing a lot of external checklist preparation, this is by far the easiest way to import them into the app. On the Team Data portal, you can view your checklists, rename them, add new ones, and you can upload text files to update them. Incredibly easy. Back in the app, on the main list of checklists, if you want to rename or delete one, just perform a long press on the checklist. This will bring up a dialog box where you can rename it or delete it. You're not permitted to delete standard checklists, but you can hide them, as I mentioned earlier. If you do rename or delete a checklist, this change will be propagated to all devices in your team. If you wish to export your checklists, to print them or whatever, you can select Data Management from the hamburger menu, then just tap Export Checklists. Each of your checklists will be attached as a separate file to an email, which you can send to yourself or someone else. One last point before we go. There are scripts built into the horizontal and vertical flyaway procedures that the app pulls up if you use the emergency button feature. With some care, you can tailor those scripts to suit your own personal needs. The scripts are built into the script section of the flyaway procedures and can be edited like any other Drone Pilot Canada procedure. Just make sure the word script is at the beginning of the heading for your script. The app will automatically fill in key information for your distance and heading from the nearest or selected aerodrome, as well as the name of that aerodrome. It will also fill in whatever you've entered in the cat/markings field for your current drone. These parameters must be named exactly like this and must be enclosed in square brackets to be recognized by the app. Otherwise, though, you can insert them into your script wherever you wish. Full details of how to tailor your flyaway scripts and managing checklists in general are available in the downloadable user guide on www.dronepilotcanada.com. Well, I think I've covered everything. Bottom line, Drone Pilot Canada offers an incredibly flexible set of features to manage your checklists and procedures, and comes with a fully operational set that meets all of Transport Canada's regulations. Drone Pilot Canada, built by Canadians for Canadian drone pilots. Safe and happy flying.